Well, greetings, guys. Once again, this is Mtshweni, the math tutor who usually assist grade 7 to 9, but this time I decided to also help grade 10s. However, before we answer a question paper today, I want us to look at the topic of exponents. But before I even get into exponents, there are certain things that I want us to put it into consideration first. Okay, before we even answer this question paper is for grade 9 and also relevant to grade 8. Now, I want us to consider the following before I even answer this question paper. Whenever you multiply, when it comes to the topic of exponents, you have to add. Add what? The exponent. For example, whenever you multiply this, x multiplied by x, you have to know that you will get x squared, which means there's an invincible 1, 1. So whenever you multiply, be it exponents, be it x or y, or any kind of variable, whenever you multiply them like this, when they are the same, you simply add what? The exponents. Now, whenever you divide exponent, that means you have to subtract. You have to subtract. For example, if I'm having 2 to exponent 7 divided by 2 to exponent 1, that means now, because when I divide powers of the same exponent, when I divide powers of the same exponent, I subtract the exponent. Powers of the same base, so when you divide powers of the same base, you subtract the exponent. The base are the same, you subtract the exponent. That means 7 minus 1, what do you get? 6. Now, whenever you see brackets, these represent what? The brackets, which means you will what? You will multiply. Those are the basic rule. Whenever you see brackets, you multiply. For example, whenever you are given 2x squared, then there's exponent 2 outside the bracket. That means now you'll say 2. This one has exponent 1, which means you'll say 2, then 2 times 1, which is the exponent 1. It will be 2 to exponent 2. X squared here, it will be 2 multiplied by 2. So what about that? 2 multiplied by 2, which means you will have 2 times 2, that will be 4. Firstly, 2 times 1 is going to be 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Then that's where it stops. Or you can simplify further and say 4 to exponent, or 4x to exponent 4 as an example. I hope it makes sense. Those are the basics for what? Solving the exponents. Yes. Now let us do the question paper, because I have indicated the important things. Okay, let me just do this so that. Oh, all right, let us continue now. Here, let me try to zoom the page first, because maybe others won't see it clearly. Wait. All right, I did try to zoom it properly. So here, what do we have? We're having 3 to exponent 12 divided by 3 to exponent 7. What does it mean? It means we're dividing powers of the same base. So what do we do? Whenever we divide on exponent, when it comes to exponent, what do? We subtract the exponent. In other words, we subtract. So this one's going to be 3 to exponent, what is 12 minus 7. 12 minus 7 is what? 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. It's going to be 3 to exponent 5. That is the example that we have. That's why it is 1 mark. What did I say? I said when we multiply powers of the same base, we add the exponent. Here there are two ways to do, which means, or two methods to do. Firstly, you can simply say, when we apply powers of the same base, what do we do? Add the exponents. They are the same. What do we do? Say 7. Then it's going to be 0 plus 2. What do we have? 2, which means we'll remain what with 2. I mean 7. 0 plus 2. 0 plus 2, it's still 2. So you will have what? 7 to exponent 2. That's why it's still the same. I haven't changed it here. That's what I mean. Okay. I just want to erase this. Now, I want to also state that, let me use different, oh yeah, it's fine. 7 to any number raised to exponent 0, it's always 1. Any number raised to exponent 0 is always 1. Whenever you can have 100 to exponent 0, it's always 1. You can punch your calculator to verify or to check. You will find that it is 1. So what does it mean? It means that here I still have like 7 to exponent 0 multiplied by 7 to exponent 2. So that means now this is 1 times 7 to exponent 2, and 1 times 7 to exponent 2 still remain the same like this. That's what I'm trying to emphasize or to make you notice. I hope you are all aware of that. That's why the answer, we have what? 7 to exponent 2. All right, let us continue, guys. Now we have 8. Sorry, not 8, but 8 to exponent 9. If it's not clear, let me just write it. 8 to exponent 9 multiplied by a to exponent 7. What do we do whenever we say multiplication? We add. Whenever we multiply, we add the exponent. That means now we will take one base and say 9 plus 7. What do we get? 16. We get 16. Yeah, that's what we will get. Now here's the one that is a little bit tricky. It wants you to know the integers or to know how to deal with what? With the negative. Now remember, when it comes to exponents, we take it, can I just write this here because maybe it's not clear to others. What to exponent negative 2 multiplied by y, what? To exponent negative 1 multiplied by what? X, y. Now, when it comes to exponent, we focus mainly on what? On same base. Same base. These are the same. These belong to the same group also. So kindly note that also here we are having an invisible one even here, though they didn't show it, but you just need to know that you have what? Exponent 1 on top. So it will be helpful on your exam. Whenever you deal with these kind of questions, you just put 1 here. If you can notice that, you will forget. Okay. Now we take x, we multiply it with x, because now we are grouping now. Take x to negative 2 multiplied by what? By x to exponent 1. Multiplied by what? Y to this one. Y to what? Exponent 1. Now, when you multiply powers of the same base, we said to you, whenever you multiply, when it comes to exponent, you will add the exponent. Whenever a given multiplication, you have to what? Add what? The exponent. So these are the same. So we'll simply take 1 x because they belong to the same group and say negative 2 plus 1 simply because they belong to the same group multiplied by y negative 1 plus 1, because whenever we say multiplication, you add the exponents. What is negative 2? What is negative 2 plus 1? You will find that you get x, you will get negative 1, because because negative 2 plus 1, you get a negative 1, or 1 plus negative 2, you get a negative 1. Multiply by this, cancels that one automatically. Now that means you'll be left with what? With y. That's where it stops. That's why it is 2 marks. Actually, this step, it's kind of unnecessary. But if it helps you to get the correct answer, you have to start here, come here, then get to this one. But once you understand what I have shown you in the beginning, this step, you might not write it. You can move from that step directly to this one, then from that one to that one. I hope it will make sense to everyone. Before I even continue, if you notice that negative 1 plus 1, you get what? 0. I just want to point out something. Then what is, I said any number or variable raised to exponent 0, it's 1, which means now here you'll be left with 1, which is x. Basically, your answer is this one. It's x to exponent negative 1. That's what I just want to show before I move to the next one. Now we come to 1.5. I hope, guys, you understand what I explained before. But anyway, let me continue to what? 1.5. Okay. We are having 5 x squared y to exponent 4. Then they close the brackets, they put 2 here. Then we have 6 x to exponent 3. They close the bracket, they put 2, which is exponent 2. We said whenever you see brackets, what do? You multiply everything, what? That is inside the bracket with what? With the exponent that you have been given. You multiply everything inside. What does that mean? It means, firstly, we start with the numerator, the one on top, which is 5. You will square it because remember I said you have 1, you have 1. So let's do 1 times 2, you have 2. Then you have x, 2 times 2. This one, then that one, 2 times 2, get a 4. Then what? Y. Then 4 times 2 or 2 times 4, you get what? 8. Now you continue. Okay. 1 times 2, 1 comes to 6. You have 6 squared. 3 times 2, when it comes to x, you'll have what? 6. You will have 6. Now let us what? Continue. Remember, 5 squared, it's 25. 5 squared is what? This is 25. X to exponent 4, y to exponent 8. What is 6 to exponent 2? What do we have? 36. X to exponent 6. All right, let us continue. 25 divided by 36, it will still remain the same. You still have what? 25 over what? 36. Okay, that is 36. Now we have in 4 said whenever we divide, remember these are the same, have the same base. Now we have to subtract the exponent. Now it will be 4 minus 6. So whenever you see division, you will subtract the exponent. Usually the one on top subtracts the one on below, or the numerator subtracts the denominator, which is 4 minus 6. what do you have? You will have what? X to what? Minus 2. Then you don't have y that you can divide with, which means it will remain what? The same. That is your final answer. Or others maybe so that it makes sense. 25 over 36, can simply write it like that. I hope it makes sense to everyone. Laws of exponents. All right, guys, I'd like to stop where I just stopped. I'll do more videos. Kindly continue to follow my YouTube channel. That's where you get my videos. So I hope I'll see you soon and be blessed. Whenever I want to end the session or video, it gives me a problem. But let me stop here.